Hey, creo que estoy enamorada porque cuando veo cosas muy bonitas pienso en ti como un cafecito en la primavera.
If you're still looking for the perfect gift for the book nerd in your life, stick around with me. No, it's not a bag full of new books or well-loved books, though that would be number one. This is the close second. An intentional keepsake, a reading journal. I was sent this in exchange for my honest review from the newest small business run by one of my good friends, Sabrina, Simple Happy Journaling. Stick around with me. I'll show you all inside. Welcome back, friends. If you're brand new to my channel, my name is Arlene with Arlene & Company, and you stepped into my bookish coastal creative haven. I am so glad you're here today. If you'd like to stick around, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. Today, I am going to tour with you my friend Sabrina, Simple Happy Journaling Reading Journal. I am so excited to show this to you guys, and I hope you like it as much as I do. All right, so the reading journal, this is one of the color options. This is Rosewood Dream. There's also Moonlit Charcoal and Evergreen Whispers and Amber Oak. I almost selected the Evergreen one when she reached out to me and asked me which color I would like to review, but I think I wanted to stick with my pink era. This is a muted tone. Vegan leather feels extremely nice weight to it. This is obviously a hardcover. It's embossed here. Let's see if I can get you to focus and see that with their Simple Happy Journaling. That looks stunning. It has room for 36, as they call it, special standout reads. This would be a lovely keepsake. It comes with this deluxe gift box, so it's ready to gift. It's wrapped extremely well. That's why I waited until I can film it, so you guys can see exactly how it comes to you or whoever you send it to as a gift. Gold corners throughout, and like the gold foiling going around it on the spine as well, and almost reminds me kind of like a Regency type of Victorian era vibe. I don't know why my mind goes there. Reflections that resonate and stay with you, awaken something new in you. And then on the front, reading journal, let yourself linger in what moves you. Your story awaits. Very beautiful. She has such a super creative and fun release leading up to the day that she actually announced what the product was going to be. This paper is 140 GSM, so it's not going to bleed through. Yes, we're going to test it at the end, so stick around for that. This is a lay flat B5 binding, so if you're curious about the size, this is a B5 size. So a little bit more room than your A5 typical journals that you get when you're creating your own or something else that you may have purchased. This has also 2 pages of stickers in the back, a pocket, and elastic band and bookmark, which we're going to show you right now. And this one, it matches your book. Cover page, your story awaits, and here is your nameplate page. This belongs to you. You're gifting it to yourself, or someone else can keep this for years to come and revisit these notes. One of the things I'm thinking of using this for is for my classic rereads. If you missed that whole challenge project that I am working on, to going through my high school reading list again / college as well, you can follow along with me on that journey. I think I want to use that for those specific standout reads. Here you have the table of contents. You have a welcome, reflections, how to use the pages, reading reflection prompts, reading journal index and reviews, the heart of this journal, sample book review pages, the reading journal index book review section, and then you have several trackers that is offered for you, like wish list tracker, to be read, book series tracker, books to screen tracker, finish reads tracker, DNS or did not finish, borrow or lent, that would be funny. Done for just for fun tracker, and top 3 favorites from this journal, and unforgettable reads in a note section in the back. So you're getting quite a bit. This is not a little tiny book either. It has some oomph to it. Here you have the welcome page to the fellow readers, and a note from Sabrina. Reflections in the areas that help you set up this journal and, you know, figure out different ways that you can use it and use it to its maximum abilities of everything that is offered to you. The paper is pretty thick. It feels pretty smooth to me, but not too smooth. Kind of in between, not as rough as an EC paper, but not as smooth as a plump paper planner, if you're familiar with those two textures. Yes, I'm a stationery nerd. You're going to hear those kind of things. Here's the introduction to the tracker list and also the little icons that you will see throughout so you can tell what everything is. You have some quotes that she has put throughout here. And here is your reading journal prompts, just to give you an idea. If you could ask the author one question, what would it be? What's still on your mind after finishing this? This is prompts for any book. Then you have like prompts for fiction, prompts for personal growth. Obviously, I'm not going to show you every single little thing, but that is just to give you an idea. Then index and reviews. This is all like the introduction, includes the samples, and here is a sample of a book filled out. She has freaking amazing handwriting. Have you seen her stuff in her organization? She's like top tier. Like, I want to be her when I grow up. But here's the setup: book title, author, genre, publication date, page content, audio length, format, rating, start date, and finish day, recommended by, which is cool to keep track. I like to talk about who brought me to a certain book whenever I can remember, which you recommend and to whom, summary and overall thoughts and takeaways. And this is a nice lined open space. The paper looks like more of like a cream or off-white color. Then here you have reflection quotes or notes, and they're just numbers, so you can decide what to do with that or refer back to the prompt pages if you're not really sure what to write about. They have these really fun, very lively pages throughout that makes you want to create this. Here's the journal index, so you can quickly find whatever you are looking for. Space of 36 special books, and then you have your first entry, and you can follow along on her page and as well as mine if you want to see how it looks. You know, you can totally just keep it to pen and paper and you don't need to do much. But if you like to scrapbook and do a lot of other stuff, you have the space for that. So this is what I love. You have the scripted portion, which is still openly number these. You can put quotes, you can put highlights, whatever on these lines, but then you have some dot grid pages that follow them, and these are numbered pages. Again, you can write in an index and there are pages already numbered, and then you can make a whole spread to do about having a book that is not like 100 books or trying to put a whole bunch of quick summary is that this is intentionally picked by you because you have room for 36 books, but then you're allowed all this extra space to really journal it out, scrapbook, whatever you like. So those are those pages that continues. It's the same format, the book number with the prompted pages, and then followed by the note pages. So now let's skip on over to the back. Here's book number 36 for this entry, and then some quotes, and then here is like your wish list tracker. And then the wish list tracker has this 2-page spread, so you have title and author, the format, collected, and any notes, so you can keep track of those and have it nice and concise way. So it's just not like a la Arlene where I have tons and tons of lists and random places, whether it's digital, physical, they're everywhere. Then book reads and tracker. Every book is a journey. To be read list, track the books you plan to read. So again, these are like those special reads, things that are really capturing your attention. Book series tracker, and then book to screen tracker, and that is read, adaptation title, type of film, director, watched, adaptation rating, book rating, you prefer, how do they compare, and then it continues on. Then you have finished reads tracker. I know this is not going to be enough space for some folks. You have 2 spreads for this. Again, you can make this like your standout reads, but again, this is a keepsake, you know, so maybe not adding your books that are low ratings to you, or that you did not enjoy, but just keeping those standout ones that you can visit back at the end of the year or years later and take a look at that. So if you want, you can use the notes pages to continue your list of reads, and then just use these pages for those standout reads. Then here the DNFs did not finish, if you wanted to track that, and then borrow and lent tracker, so you can have those pages to keep track of that. I know where every single one of my book is homed at any given moment, just for fun tracker as well. So here, for example, is a reading challenge. And top 3 favorite reads. That's really hard to select, but that is there. Unforgettable reads. And then you have some decide what you would like to do with little story from Sabrina and her journey with journaling. And then here is the pocket. So if you have like annotation things, tabs, or anything that you like to keep here, or scrap papers, like I'm going to show you some of her personal collection that she sent me a few of. She also sent me one of their bookmarks, which is really pretty. It says, your story awaits, mindful inspiration, creativity, joy. I pause, savor, and reflect, and get creative, and I make space for the simple things that bring joy. This is my story too. I love that. I really love that. That's awesome. Then you have 2 sticker sheets that come with the book. I love her aesthetics. This is just so calming and just so visually pleasing to look at. You have, and if you've seen any of her on the homeschool side video, you'll know what I'm talking about. Her vibe is the next level. I love everything about this. This book healed me deep down. I love the way this moved me. This is healing. Journaling brings me ease. Journaling brings me peace, joy. My story awaits. And you have another sheet of paper with books heal. I agree. This is my space to be. This is my space to dream. This is my space to heal, and then some open spaced pages here as well. This pocket is pretty nice, y'all. And I'm gonna stuff everything that she sent to me, but this pocket, like, I love how it's decorative and not just like a white pocket in the back. Here's some of the goodies, because why not? I hope that she offers some of these scrapbook supplies in the future if she hasn't already, but she has sent me quite a fun things. I love this. I love this. Y'all know I'm junk journaling happy. And then we have some different scrap paper. This one's so fun. I love that. Love that. Look at that. Ah, that's so cute. Like, I have 2 different personalities when it comes to books, creativity, and everything. I go like soft, and then I go like, give me all the dark stuff. And I do that often. I love this. These are my favorite. Look how stunning that is. Love that. And then we have a couple more things, and then this letter, which I won't open for you because that's for me. A letter she sent me along with this beautiful journal. Now let's take a quick little highlighter pen test, just so you guys can get an idea. Let's pick the sample page. I have certain expectations for it. I expect it to perform a certain way, and yeah, I'm not kind about it. You guys know, like, if you've seen any of my planning or journaling stationery type of video, you already know that I am not kind. I don't care if that's my bestie that created a product. I am gonna test that paper to no end, and I'm not gonna be kind with it at all. All right, so this is the OI marker. I got these from Jet Pens. I absolutely adore these as my highlighter, and I'm gonna cry when I can't find them again. I just love these so much. I just love the colors, and it's actually, look at that. I think it's almost like that same muted. I don't know. It looked pretty to me. It looked pretty. All right, so let's do a page that already has markings so we can put it over, obviously, a printer attack. Why don't we go with this one? Here goes nothing. All right, that felt nice. I can feel the thickness of the paper. It's not bleeding. Let's see how the shadowing is, and maybe I'll do it on a page that doesn't have such heavy print on it. So I don't see any shadowing. I don't see any ghosting. There's no bleed through. Let's do it over text. just for the fun of it. And as you can see, this is well saturated. Anything? Bueller? Anything? All right, we're getting up and close and personal. I'm not seeing anything. There's no buckling of the page either. That was nice. That was nice. Now, obviously, we can try all kinds of different pens and all that stuff, but there's no need unless you want to see more of this content. I usually use color pencils in my journals and even in my planners. This is the Lyra Super Furby pencils that I adore. And I like to see how the texture shows up in a new planner or journal because they have different feels. Like some papers that are too smooth will have a different look to it. So I rather highlight in things with a nice color pencil. So that looks really pretty on the page. Normally I will use a uni jet stream. These are gonna perform fine, but if you wanted to see, obviously that I don't expect that to bleed or anything like that, but that's nice. So just that quick little highlight all over, just so you can see that in fact, it is true with what they say. There is no bleed through. There is no bleed through with that. There is currently a discount code at the time that this is showing. That I saw on her page, but she is extending a discount code for my followers. So I'll update the description box and put it in a comment as well when I have that. Obviously you can't stack it, but you know, if you watch this late and still wanted a little bit of a discount, you can check that out as well. This is really lovely. I think she did an amazing job. Oh, we didn't talk about the strap, y'all. Here is the strap. And obviously to match, keep your page close. I don't really need this to be like a bookmark because it already has a bookmark. So no need for that, but you can definitely do that. So pretty. I love a good band. Like, you know, it makes things complete when you have a band. It makes it complete. This is such a beautiful gift. I think any book lover or reader would absolutely love this, especially if they like journaling their thoughts in annotations and keeping a nice keepsake. That's something that's not paperback or something that is going to fall apart on you, or you're just not going to want to use it. It's stunning and beautiful. If you have any questions, let me know. If you want to see some pages here and there in action, go ahead and make sure you're following me over on Instagram at same name Arlene and Company. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to Sabrina for sending this my way. Don't forget to check out her page, see all the offerings. I think this will make such a beautiful gift, either for someone else or yourself. Thank you so much for being here, turning pages, and don't forget to support your local library. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.